Oh, welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is the Ian Moore with my commentating partner and co-host Nicholas, as well as our guest today, who's going to be joining us once again, Jacob. Jacob, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm hungry. That's why I had to mute.
He's
Just all
currently
around great day. Having a great day. Other than what we're about to talk about, but let's get into it.
Yeah, so he's currently chewing. So if he doesn't respond right away, that's why. It's because he's eating something. But this episode's really going to be only dedicated towards Joe Burrow and the Bengals and the Chiefs and all that nonsense. We're going to talk next week about the Super Bowl and we'll do our predictions and we'll we can kind of comment on like the 49ers and Eagles game, just kind of get that out of the way, just because so we can we talked about both the AFC and the NFC championships. The NFC championship, the Cincinnati or not the Cincinnati Bengals, they lost. The Philadelphia Eagles, Nick and I, you and I were both wrong on both games.
Well, to be fair, I think if the 49ers had a quarterback, they would have won.
No, if they would have had a quarterback, their second quarterback, their third quarterback, and then their fourth quarterback, they may have won. If Christian McCaffrey was playing quarterback for a few of your snaps, there's probably an issue there. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. They won like 31 to whatever. Brock Purdy fucked something up in his elbow. Is going to need surgery. Going to be on the shelf for about 6 months. Debatable. I'm still not convinced that the Eagles are good, but they're our only chance now. So let's hope that I'm wrong. I mean, you beat a fourth string fucking quarterback. Now,
I'm just telling you, we're talking about this. Jalen Hurts has got that dog in him. I'm just telling you.
Does he? Because he hasn't beaten anybody yet. So I mean, we'll see.
He's a national champion.
Yeah.
And a Heisman winner.
I don't believe he is.
Is he? Didn't he win at Oklahoma?
He was. I know he was in the same class as Burrow. Burrow got the Heisman. So unless
Burrow. Oh yeah, never mind. No, I love Burrow. I mean, wait a minute.
Whoa. Plot twist. Yeah, I'm not convinced that the Eagles are good, but maybe they are because they scored points on a really good San Fran defense. So
they did not look good.
They are the only people that we can root for in the Super Bowl. So either way, I'm fucked. And none of these circumstances are played out the way I wanted it to. What's funny is
their defense more looked like the 69ers as they were getting fucked in the mouth as they were going. I really think it was just, I mean, a real shit show, if you ask me. Well, Nick, we know how it's gonna go.
I mean, yeah. I don't even have anything to. So the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. That's all I can really comment about that. So we'll just go ahead. We'll fucking get right into what we were going to talk about today. We'll just go ahead and end this. Cincinnati Bengals lost to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday in prime time. The score was like 23-20, final field goal. Yeah, I'm not as upset as I thought that I was gonna be for a number of reasons. One reason is that it's sports, and if you're like emotionally impacted by this, where you're so angry that you're like breaking your TV or fucking throwing shit, then you're too invested. It's not that deep. Like I went on with my day today. It is what it is. Reason number two, I'm not that upset. Whatever I set out to prove this year about Joe Burrow was correct. Last year, whenever they beat the Chiefs and then they damn near won the Super Bowl, I came up with the assumption that, or the hypothesis or the thesis or whatever it is, that Joe Burrow is not only good at football, he's spectacular at football, and he's not a fraud. He hasn't lost a game in 3 months. He went 10-0 in the last 10 games that he played. And he was right back where he was last year. So that debate's killed. I was correct, and Joe Burrow is gonna fucking rule this league for the next 10 years. What else? Sports fans are idiots. I was at Arrowhead during the game. And while it was fun, like it was really cool going to the AFC Championship game. There are fucking stupid people all around. What's up?
Okay, before you get into your conversation, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant why it made me a little mad today. Okay, so I get to.
We can talk about before we would get. I want to.
Okay,
We're gonna talk about like in the game and details and what went wrong and all
let's
that
do
shit.
that.
Don't you worry. We're gonna get into all of that. So I'm not really concerned.
Well, people have been poking me with sticks today.
Yeah,
Guess what? I'm
they're
about to break them up in their ass.
Yeah, I immediately whenever they kicked the field goal, the amount of text messages and DMs and shit that I got was just absolutely abysmal by people who weren't even Chiefs fans. Funny enough how that works. And I mean, I just responded to each of them with "I was right and you were wrong." Joe Burrow's spectacular, and congratulations. And you know what? I'm not going to be butthurt about it. Congratulations to the Chiefs. If anybody has the right to talk shit to Joe Burrow, it's probably it's the Chiefs and maybe the Eagles, and that's it. If you're from Buffalo, go ahead and zip your fucking mouth straight up because you got embarrassed last week, and I don't even want to have a conversation with you. But like, let's be honest here. Going into this game, I had a bad feeling the entire week for a number of reasons. Reason number one, how many times can you beat the same team over and over again? It's pretty fucking hard to beat, especially the Chiefs. Not only that, but Burrow doesn't have an O-line. Walked into it, which sucks is because they improved their offensive line in the last year's offseason, but they walked into this year right it when they needed it. The players who they improved it with got hurt. So kind of fucked there. And not only that, but it's just like I feel like this last week it became not confidence. It became cockiness from a lot of on the Cincinnati side, which isn't not the path that we should be going down. The Cincinnati mayor, blame him 100%. Did you see that, Nick?
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
That was the cringest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I kind of like it, bro.
I hated it. I wanted to die. Are you playing PlayStation?
I'm gonna be honest. I had a career mode up on for not Real Madrid for FIFA, and I needed to close it and save just to make sure I had my players. But go on.
Totally fine.
No,
then,
the thing is with this game too, is them calling it Burrowhead, stuff like that.
That was bad. Yeah.
Like you can't
lose. You cannot lose.
You can.
That's why I like talk shit after the game. It kind of feels like after Cincinnati did what they did in Buffalo, it kind of feels like that they already, not everybody, because I know for a fact Joe Burrow was sitting fucking studying, trying to get whatever he was preparing. But it feels like the rest of the team just felt like they already earned the Super Bowl, doesn't it? I mean, They started smoking cigars already. Eli Apple was fucking Cancun on 3. He was brutal on Twitter, which is funny. He's always like that. But like the Cincinnati mayor, just talking these guys are talking for Joe Burrow. He hasn't even said anything. Joe Burrow has said nothing.
You're also a mayor. Like, who cares? Like, I'm serious.
Yeah, your opinion means fuck all.
It means jack shit to me. Like, I could give less of a shit. I'm dead serious. You probably never played a sport in your life. If you did, you weren't that good.
That was the moment where I was like, "Oh, this is bad. Like, we're in deep shit here," and it just, because you already had the stacks against you. Why are you gonna assume that you won this game just because you beat him 3 times before? And I do agree. Like, I think they could have won this game, but like, it's not like that was going to be easy. You're walking into Arrowhead. You don't have an offensive line.
That's why they came out slow and they had to come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think if you're going to talk talking like Burrow talks, where he's kind of like my window is my entire career. And the like he speaks with confidence. They are speaking with cockiness, like they already earned it. And it's just not the truth. So that's where I was kind of like, I was a little bit skeptical walking into this, but we can just go ahead and walk right into this and talk about the game and talk about the plethora of issues here. I was front center. I was in Arrowhead Stadium for this game. I got tickets last minute and was lucky. Huh?
How was the stadium? Did you like the stadium?
I mean, it was loud. Like they weren't kidding when they say it's super loud, but like it's something I'm probably never gonna do again. Not like
no, it is cool though that you got the tickets by the sponsors of this podcast, Pepsi and Trojan.
Just not true. I mean, just not true at all. And I, as much as I'm a Trojan guy. You know, I love me some Trojan, but you know, if they want to, we're here, but they're not here right now. So if you could not get me sued, that'd be fucking great.
My bad, guys.
Yeah. So like the podcast was great, or not the podcast, son of a bitch. The arena was great, and it was a fun, but it's something I'm probably never gonna do again, right? Like it's your fucking shoulder to shoulder with people. Some empty-headed dumb fuck was sitting behind me who was a Chiefs fan, and he was just fucking ruthless to everybody around him. He told a couple who was sitting in front of me, that he was gonna fucking beat the shit out of him and then fuck his wife in the ass.
Why?
Baffling.
Sounds like a normal football game to me.
Because Cincinnati scored, and that was it. And they were all doing the dumbass, the fucking tomahawk chop dumbass shit. That was stupid.
Did you wear Bengals stuff, or did you just go in like a coat?
I had an orange hat on, but it wasn't like a Bengals hat. It was just like a beanie.
Yeah.
For my ears, but like they spilled beer on my shoulder that ended up freezing. My poor dad, fucking his hands were purple. It was so goddamn cold. So like it was a fun experience, but like to say that I'm gonna go out of my way, and even when I was driving to Kansas City, I was like, the Bengals gonna lose this fucking game, and this is gonna be a depressing 3-hour ride home. And sure as shit, they lost the game. But let's talk about the game in totality. We can go over each quarter. Not that I remember what happened in each quarter, but Bengals started off slow. Bengals defense were playing pretty good. They were able to hold the Chiefs to a couple of field goals, not able to get them. They weren't able to get in the end zone. Joe Burrow, his first couple drives, he had to take penalty flags because he couldn't hear the play calls just because it was so loud. And it really was loud. And that's just because of home field advantage. But I don't think that disrupted him in any way. I don't think that he thought we're in trouble here. And then it got a little tricky. Now I'm not one to blame referees. I think that's
I'm serious. I mean, like that video you sent me earlier. That's bad.
I don't think that the NFL is rigged, right? I don't believe it at all. But if we were going to go ahead and sit here, NFL rigged was trending worldwide.
Yeah.
Not on Twitter, not just from Bengals fans. And if there was a lot of bad calls in this game, and I get it, in sports there's bad calls, but it seemed to be a little one-sided. They had three attempts on 3rd and 9. Did you see this, Nick? They had three. Yeah, they had 3 attempts on 3 and 9 because they didn't start the clock.
Yeah.
Right. It's the Bengals' fault that they didn't start the clock. Okay. Burrow gets smoked in the back of the end zone after he threw the ball. Fucking missed 2 holding calls at the end of the game when that last run happened. Both the defensive players had fucking their arms held back where they're trying to get to Patrick. Now, granted, I can't remember the player's name, Ozai, who pushed Mahomes after that single-handedly sent the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. So I don't think he like did it intentionally. But that nailed the fucking coffin.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this about this because I was thinking that until you got there. Okay. First of all, either don't do it, or second of all, make sure that mofo doesn't get up. Okay. If you're
Right.
gonna do it, like push, like go through him. I mean, he ended up hyperextending his knee anyways, and
Yeah.
so
The problem is that once you do it, then it's a 15-yard penalty, and that puts them in field goal range.
they were gonna lose no matter what at that point.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, it's not like the Bengals didn't have their chances, because they did. The ball was in Burrow's hand, 2 minutes left in the game. Granted, that was when he threw the ball and got fucking sacked with after throwing the ball, and it wasn't called, which is funny enough. Burrow was sacked 7 times or something like that, 7 or 8 times. That's not going to get it done. Which we knew that the offensive line was going to be an issue from the get-go. That ankle sprain of Patrick Mahomes was not an issue that we originally thought, which leads me to believe, A, he was never that hurt to begin with, which is probably the truth, because he was running on it on practice 2 days later with a high ankle sprain. That shit just doesn't happen. So
it's an ankle sprain. I mean, okay, like, I mean, the big thing is like they were saying all this and how he was doing 4 to 5 days, 4 to 5 hours of treatment every day. It's like, okay,
you're a professional athlete, and
yeah, like it's what I mean. If you're hurt, yeah, no shit. Okay.
So the Chiefs ended up winning, questionable play calls, whatever have the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, whatever have you of how the result is. Boy, that fucking refereeing was just rough, man. It was just kind of all over the place. And like, it's funny how the narrative, like, because all you'd see for the last 2 weeks were people sucking Joey's dick, like news reporters and stuff like that. And now that Patrick won, it's completely undeniable. I mean, what are we gonna call Patrick Mahomes the GOAT at this point? You're a fucking idiot.
Dynasty.
They're a dynasty. What are we gonna call him the GOAT? You're a fucking idiot. You were just sucking his dick, or sucking Burrow's dick, for the last 10 weeks. And because he lost one fucking game to the guy, now it's he's on a different planet. He was at home. He had the fucking not that he had the refs on his side, but clearly there was some questionable play calls there. Burrow didn't have an offensive line.
He had Jackson Mahomes doing the renegade on the side.
Jackson Mahomes was twerking on the fucking ref on the sideline. So it's like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like fucking Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are not on the same playing field now, right? Like, this is gonna be the thing now. Like, I got texts about nonstop on my way home. Like, fucking Gary texted me. He goes, "How does it feel that your team lost to a superior team? Are they a superior team? Because we beat them 3 times in a row. They beat us at home on their 4th attempt with some questionable play calls without an offensive line. Fucking congratulations. You want a cookie? The fucking, like, the call back on 3rd down is the most egregious thing I've ever seen. I've never seen that before. So we're going to go ahead and call that back. It's going to be 3rd down. We accidentally didn't press play on the fucking play clock. What? Huh?
How do you forget in like such a big game?
I don't know. And then they fucking went. Then they sacked him again. Nope, holding. Eli Apple. Flag. And that, by the way, and for all the people who are saying like, well, it's not a problem because they ended up punting it anyway. They should have punted it to begin with, and it shaved an extra minute off the fucking play clock. That extra minute that would have been useful after they kicked the fucking field goal. So again, it's nothing to be like overly upset about, but like the fucking narrative, I can already see it. It's already going to begin that the Bengals are frauds and Joe Burrow is a fraud. Like they were sucking his dick, Nick. They were gargling his ball. He was Joey Ballsack for the last fucking 3 months. They were, I mean, fucking Skip and Shannon had his cock down his throat. And today Shannon,
They don't matter. Ignore them. But
today Shannon had the balls to go on national television and say, well, we all knew that Patrick Mahomes is just on a completely different level than everybody else. How? He lost 3 times in a row to Joe. 3. It's fucking baffling. And not so the ref issue is a completely and if you have, by the way, if you have Pat McAfee commenting on the ref issue, there's probably a ref issue, just so we can go ahead and throw that out. But he not only was the ref issue a problem, it was leading up to the game with the whole fucking coin toss bullshit after the Bills game in their regular season. This game might not even been at Arrowhead if that never happened. It completely wiped out any chance of Cincinnati getting the number 1 seed. So it's kind of like, what the fuck is going on? It feels like there's a majority of teams who are getting fucked here. And it feels like Cincinnati is literally the only like team. There's a lot of benefits for a lot of other teams, but Cincinnati was not one of them. And the odds were clearly against them, but it is what it is. You have something to say?
It all comes back to DeMar Hamlin. No, I'm kidding. But in all honesty, this game was just a shit stain. I mean, like, you watched it, at least watching it on TV. I mean, in person, you're watching it from up high, like on TV, the refs just looked confused most of the game.
It was
like they were like, are we gonna, because obviously you don't want to make a call that affects the game, but but like they did.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Burrow gets a penalty. By the way, Burrow got a penalty for spiking the ball. Patrick did the same fucking thing, didn't get it for intentional grounding. Literally the next fucking, I mean, it's wild. It's just wild. And I know it's not rigged, right? That's ridiculous for anybody who says it's rigged. That's fucking stupid. It's rigged. It's fucking stupid, but it's like, clearly this is leaning to one side far more than the other. And it's hard. I mean, but it is what it is. Congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to the Super Bowl. Out of all the combinations of the teams that could have gone to the Super Bowl, Chiefs Eagles was probably the one I wanted to see least. I would have rather seen Chiefs versus 49ers.
You would?
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think that the Eagles are that good. I don't believe it. I mean, we'll see.
Their offense is good, I think. We haven't seen their defense yet.
Let's just say this. So the Eagles came out to Lil Uzi, I Just Want to Rock, okay? And that set them up for a great game. I'm just telling you, if the Eagles come out to Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill like they did a few years ago and won the ship, they're winning. They're winning that night.
I want them to win. I really do want them to win. I mean, I hope they fucking prove me wrong. And it's funny because Patrick Mahomes seems like a great dude. But there's just something about it that I just don't want to see him win. And I think it's just because of everybody in our area who just sucking the Chiefs' dick.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna ride off your point and say why this is really just grinded my gears.
I can only say that this is gonna go one way, and it's probably gonna be poorly.
So I was like, I was fine after the game last night. I was like, okay, I'm going to bed, whatever. I had to wake up early, but before I go to bed, I brush my teeth, I get in bed, I'm about to plug in my phone, I get on TikTok. Okay, first TikTok that comes up is a Jackson Mahomes TikTok. Okay, now that pissed me off. I was like, first of all, I haven't seen this little, you know, could go a lot of ways with this, but that guy in a little bit. I hadn't seen him in a little bit. And it just made me want to go to Kansas City and punch him square in the face. Okay. Now, then I went to bed. It was great. You know, again, woke up. Our classes got canceled till 10. Okay. I get there. I have a lift. Okay. There's a kid from Kansas City. Great kid. Love him. Okay. Comes up to me. He's like, oh, you know, Pat Mahomes is that guy. What? Okay. Well, he's 3-1 against the guy they only won by a field goal.
They only won by 3 at home.
And then think about this. He's like, well, Pat Mahomes, you know, he had a high ankle sprain. I was like, yeah, I know. Okay, so you subtract the ankle, you add the refs. I mean, it all evens out again. It's just Pat Mahomes. And then a ref just right on his shoulder, like, hey, whatever you want, little Patty. Like, I'm done with that little narrative. And so I'm sitting there, and you know what he says? He goes, just because you guys don't have a football team. Okay. Now, the disrespect that he just put on the Battle Hawks there.
I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, I mean, that can't be tolerated. That is fucking
that can't be
unreal.
Tolerated. That
cacaw, baby. You know, I mean,
that was where almost World War III started, and I wasn't following war rules. I was using chemical weapons. Okay.
Yeah.
And so then he was like, it's because you guys don't have the Rams. Motherfucker, I don't give a shit about the Rams.
Yeah, I don't want the Rams. But like that's the funny thing about all the like the St. Louis people who are like sucking the Chiefs' dick. Well, it's because they're from Missouri. You know they voted against the Rams, right? They didn't want the Rams here. They're the reason you don't have a football team. Like you know that, right? Like, and nobody knows that. And they just so basically what happened is that the Kansas City voted for the Rams to leave to go to LA. Then Kansas City, fuck it, all the people who are like football fans, they're like, I need to pick a team, so I'm going to pick the guy with Patrick Mahomes or Missouri. And like Patrick Mahomes is great. I'm not like he's great. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. Except his wife and his brother absolutely suck donkey dick, and I'm gonna stand by that. I really think he's a great person. He supports everything that I think's pretty cool. Guess what?
Yeah,
his wife's terrible.
Yeah.
And guess what? You asked last time. Oh, well, we ruined all our chances with Pat Mahomes to be friends. If Pat Mahomes was in a bar, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd literally look, oh yeah, there's Pat Mahomes. Oh my God. Joe Burrow's better. You know what I mean? And that's where I'd go with it. I'd go sit down in my Applebee's booth and get what I needed.
You think he's at Applebee's?
I don't know.
Why are you at Applebee's?
I haven't been to Applebee's in a little bit. Usually a big Chili's guy.
Bourbon steak?
No, I'm a Chili's guy, a little boneless wings, a little side of ranch, some fries, and some chips and salsa.
Yeah, you're a big Chili's guy. I know. You're
Love
a big
Chili's.
You're a big
Except
boneless
the time I got
guy.
food poisoning and shit all over myself. But we're gonna move past that.
No, okay. No, I mean, listen. To be fair, in their credit, Jackson Mahomes and Brandy or Brittany or whatever his fucking wife's name is, they've been pretty quiet this year.
I think he told them. I think he had a conversation.
He probably told them, but they have not been. Now, listen, Brittany or Brandy or whatever her name is, she did make fun of Eli Apple after the game. She said Cancun on 3. She tweeted that because that's what Eli Apple tweeted, which it's fair. If you're a Kansas,
you're gonna talk it, you gotta expect it, but.
Yeah, so that's annoying as fuck. But I think that was a previous. I don't think that was this year.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It just made me hate her.
Yeah, and if it was this year, how is she gonna be like, oh man, everybody counted us out? How are you gonna literally sit here in front of my face and be like, yeah, the Chiefs are underdogs?
Yeah, the NFL MVP is an underdog.
Yeah, that is the most baffling fucking statement I've ever heard in my life. And Patrick Mahomes is, listen, I can't even lie. He's fucking phenomenal. The shit he's able to do is it's stunning. Like him able to be sacked and throw that fucking ball while he's falling down. it is incredible. And we like to hate Patrick Mahomes. We don't like to hate Patrick Mahomes. We don't want to see him win, basically.
I like
But-
to hate Patrick Mahomes.
But he is incredible. And he does deserve the MVP this year. I don't think that's deniable. I'm just saying if Joe Burrow would have beaten them for the fourth time, Patrick probably still would have gotten the MVP because it's a regular season MVP, but it wouldn't have looked very good, wouldn't have. And I'm not worried about this whole debate between Patrick and Burrow because I know that Burrow's gonna get his time. Like he's gonna win a Super Bowl. That is no fucking debate, and he's gonna win a lot of them. So we'll see what happens. I mean, for everybody who's saying Patrick's clearly better than fucking Burrow, look, he's won multiple Super Bowls. Has he won one or two?
One.
He's won one. I mean, he's been to two Super Bowls.
That's what my big problem is when people calling him a dynasty. It's like they've won one Super Bowl, and then like I heard an argument today where it's like, well, they get to the NFC Championship every year, whatever. So a dynasty wins the big thing.
He's only been in the league for fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
Come on, people. It's just kind of like people are bashing Burrow because he doesn't have a Super Bowl. He's played 2 years.
I just wish Juju Schuster would have went out there and danced on their damn thing so they would have lost.
Yeah, it's a curse when he does that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Another sports analyst today was like, fucking Mahomes was covered in, I mean, the injuries on their wide receiver room was ridiculous. They lost Juju Smith-Schuster. They had fucking Travis Kelce, who's the best fucking tight end in sports. And they had fucking Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who was Aaron Rodgers' favorite weapon not long ago, who scored 2 touchdowns, right? Or 1 or 2 touchdowns. He didn't have weapons? Are we serious? Travis Kelce isn't a weapon, Nick. Did you know that?
He was a little injured, but he looks fine to me.
He was injured. Oh, he was injured. He looked fucking great. There was 0 problems.
Yeah.
Injured my fucking nutsack. You know who's injured? No. You know who's fucking injured? Brock Purdy's injured. If you can't throw the ball, you're injured.
I've
you know
never
who?
seen him not be able to throw the ball. I just want to say.
What an interesting end to that game. You're down 3 touchdowns. He can't throw the fucking ball. We're just gonna run it every chance that we get because there's no other option.
Game.
I mean, listen. I mean, yeah. I mean, so we're getting the Chiefs versus the Eagles. We'll make our predictions next week.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was a hard game if you're a Cincinnati fan. But I'm not that worried about it again because my suspicions were confirmed. Joe Burrow is fantastic at football. He's gonna rule this fucking league for 10 years. And like Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are gonna go back and forth. I knew this. I know that Patrick's gonna win some. I know that Burrow's gonna win some. That's just you can't beat the same team over and over and over and over again. But ask me next year, ask me in 2 years who I would rather have at quarterback. I'm gonna pick Joe Burrow.
Do the Bengals next year have like the same team? Are they losing anyone? Or do you know that?
They're losing number 59 who decided to hit Patrick Mahomes last night, probably cutting him. But that's probably it.
He was yelling at him. I saw a video of that. I don't know if you saw
they were
that.
yelling.
I saw that video.
They were yelling at him backstage. But in his defense, he played a fucking great game leading up to that point.
Also, they're
Yeah, to be honest,
doesn't matter.
Whoever that fake ass teammate is that is screaming at him at the end, like in the locker room.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Shut up, man. Like you act like he wanted to like lose you the game.
Yeah.
He probably so into the game and he couldn't stop.
He fucking held Mahomes to like however many, like fucking 13 points in the first half. That's not, I mean, that is not an easy accomplishment to do. So what I know Eli Apple's going to free agency, so they have to decide if they want to bring him back or not. Joe Burrow is probably, I don't know if this is the end of his rookie contract or not, but
He's
think
signing it. They already said he was signing an extension in the offseason.
yeah. So I mean, I'm not worried about him going anywhere, but I'm just saying I think he would have been a free agent.
Yeah. Well,
I think T. Higgins has one more year left. Jamar Chase is
T.
on his
Higgins was a
rookie.
dog last night, by the way.
He is a big one because I feel like they're gonna lose him. But
I don't think so. I think he's a player you franchise tag. I think they're gonna franchise tag him.
I heard that rumors that they were gonna trade, for Justin Jefferson, but to have another LSU guy there. But
I mean, Jesus Christ.
that'd be sick. But like T Higgins is good already. I don't know.
I know.
But if you're T. Higgins and like another team goes out and offers you money to be wide receiver 1 instead of wide receiver 2, you're probably gonna take it, right? But that being said, like if I'm Cincinnati, I wouldn't let him go. I would let Tyler, and I love Tyler Boyd too. I'd probably let Tyler Boyd go before T. Higgins.
Oh, easily.
But I'm not really worried about losing all those guys because I think all those guys are they like Cincinnati and they want to stay on Cincinnati. And Burrow's kind of the type of guy. Like I just see Joe Burrow as the type of guy after a game, he fucking does nothing but watch film and he just obsesses over it. I feel like he's the type of guy to take a pay cut to keep some of his guys there. Hayden Hurst, their tight end's going to free agency. He's getting older in age, but he's been pretty good this year, so I don't know if they're going to let him go. Joe Mixon, I think, might be going into free agency. Maybe, but like the big names that really you need to worry about is Eli Apple is one. You have to decide if you want to bring him back. Because Eli Apple's been pretty good. He hasn't been bad.
I like his swagger too. I think he brings it to the team,
Yeah, as long as he shuts the fuck up, then yeah,
I don't think he does.
I think that confidence and cockiness, yeah, Cancun on 3. That was bad. But listen, Bert, I mean, I don't know. All you could really do in the offseason is improve. And they're going to improve the offensive line, and Burrow's going to have more time in the pocket. And I think they're still going to be killers next year.
Yeah.
So I'm not really concerned about the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to be great, whatever they do. And unfortunately, this year we have to watch the Chiefs and the Eagles and hope that the Eagles prove me wrong and that they're a good football team. Unfortunately, I just don't know. So we'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and close this podcast off. It's a relatively short one today because we only had to bitch about one thing. Oh, by the way, like if you're a sports fan, you need to understand that it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's not like it doesn't impact your life in any fucking way. I need to go. What? I
think it impacts your life.
My life or just in general?
Just my life. I'm a ride or die for anyone against Patrick Mahomes. And I'm a stand by that. I've been the biggest Eagles fan forever now. And I want every single guy to absolutely teabag Patrick Mahomes every time he gets sacked. And actually, every time they score a touchdown, I want the whole O-line to go over there and just try and teabag Pat Mahomes.
You know who's doing Dominic Sue? You know who that is on the Eagles, I think?
Yeah.
You got to get him stepping on Patrick Mahomes' hand.
Yeah. He's stepping on that ankle and hand. Just
he probably will, to be honest. That dude's dirty.
100%. And he should. That's how you play the game. And I hate when people say, "Oh, that's not how you play the game." You play to win at the end of the day, okay? You pull out all the stops. Guess what? If I know he has a high ankle sprain, like I said, if I was number 59
you're going at that ankle.
I'm telling you, he'd have been in the first row.
But I don't think that ankle's a problem. He fucking ran. He ran.
No, it would be though.
I mean, if you re-injure it, yeah. But I don't think I don't think it's an issue. And I think he's gonna be 100% walking into the Super Bowl. And I honestly, and I'm gonna give my prediction of who I think is gonna win. It's the Chiefs. I don't even think the game's gonna be close, and that's what kind of pains me about this football game. But we'll talk about it in detail next week.
Can I give my prediction if I'm not on?
Yeah,
All right.
you can get.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. So prediction. I got 2 predictions. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs are a better team, obviously. Besides, Jackson Mahomes on secondary or whatever he is. As in Jackson Mahomes, not Pat Mahomes, but Jackson Mahomes is doing the renegade on secondary. But what I'm saying is, like I said earlier in the pod,
Yeah.
the Chiefs come out, they're always going to be a good team. If the Eagles come out to Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill, this is a blowout. And the Eagles are going to win.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Seriously doubt it. But yeah.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong. I just don't think
Jalen's
I
going to
am.
give him a Hertz donut. He's ready.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit! Prime. Whoa!
Hey, you gotta rip the label off.
Oh my God! Did you see they announced the tag match today? It's official. I need to see this. That's gonna be so fucking funny.
What is it?
You didn't see? I sent it to you on Instagram. You didn't see it?
Like a tag team boxing.
It's a tag team boxing match.
What? Oh, that? Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh my God, I need to see it. I don't know what it is. It could be so terrible, but I want to watch it so bad.
What reminded me of that is, have you seen the 5-on-5 like MMA?
Yeah, in like Russia or some shit, and it's terrible.
Where they knock a guy out.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a 2-on-1.
Bro, they did a fucking thing in it was like this guy thought he could take 3 dudes on at once. And he got fucking ran over. Like they just were but they were just beating the shit out of him. But dude, I love this idea. I think it could be
you could take 3 guys at once.
Probably. I think I have a lot of
I'm clipping that.
Yeah, I'll clip it too. I'll post it everywhere. What about it? What are you talking about?
I think I could take 2 guys at once. Or I mean,
yeah, I could. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. What about you?
I am too.
Orgy. No. My mom's gonna see that. Like that's gonna be something I clip and put on everywhere. You know that, right?
Sure.
Okay. So
Good.
yeah.
My dad has Facebook.
Good. Pineda's in the tag match.
Oh yeah, I forgot who was in it, but
yeah. It's Pineda and the guy he beat up. They're tag teaming.
It's funny.
I don't know how this is gonna play out, but
turns on him.
I could see it.
The old double cross.
Yeah, the
it's
gong.
like a WWE thing.
I don't know how it's gonna. If somebody gets knocked out, do you stop or do you just keep going?
If we started a WWE pod, I'd be going in right now.
I think for WrestleMania we're gonna do like predictions and shit.
Yeah, you gotta put me on. I'm exhilarated right now.
Yeah, just so you know, Sami Zayn's on my stocks. You know that, right?
Yeah, I should have picked him.
My stocks are going fucking ham.
I want Jey Uso.
No, you got no stocks. Can't add mine. Sorry, man. I
want Chris Benoit.
Might be a little late for that. That's wild.
Nick, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should look it up after this.
Yeah, we don't need to comment on it. We can just go ahead.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Chris Benoit is a wrestler who killed his entire family and then himself.
Not funny.
Oh.
I know.
It's not funny. Nick, you shouldn't laugh at that.
He's not laughing at that. He's laughing that you would bring it up.
Yeah, that's
my bad.
That's right.
Sorry,
that's right. You have more risk in this game than anybody else here.
I'm forever talking where we talk forever. Yeah.
That's not it, man.
Oh, my bad.
It's forever talking. We'll be talking nothing forever.
Well, I was talking about some Chris Benoit.
Oh man.
Well, that's what he did. I didn't mean it like.
Yeah, I know what you meant. It's just wild that he actually did that for so long. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna save you, and we're just gonna get the fuck out of there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Tommy Fury and Jake Paul officially announced as well for February 26th. We talked about this ad nauseum last week, but it's 10 rounds, Saudi Arabia. Tommy Fury is not going to show up. And
He
somehow
just had a kid.
Great. Good for him.
They had a backup. Who do you say his backup was?
An MMA fighter.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Perry. Is it Mike Perry?
Yeah, that's who it is. Mike Perry.
Oh yeah.
I knew there was a backup, so that's probably.
Yeah, he's a bare knuckle fighter. I don't fucking know, man. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
I'm just ready for Jake Paul KSI fight. I think they should just do it now. Why wait?
Money.
I mean, it's already hyped. They're like risking it.
That's true. Experience. I don't fucking know, man. We'll just do it in December. I mean, listen, like Jake versus Tommy. We've already talked about this. I think Jake is gonna. I mean, whenever it gets closer, we'll make like predictions of the card if the card is even interesting as well at all. But we'll make a whole reaction thing about it or whatever. But I don't like Tommy Fury anymore. So you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck Tommy Fury. To be honest, unless we get a Mike Tyson in there, I think boxing's gonna die again. As Mike Tyson once said, actually I can't say that quote, but I think you know which one I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave it out for the "I'm gonna eat your kids." That's a good quote. But if you look up Mike Tyson 2002 white boy interview, look that up. He says some things that I think any fighter should know. Okay.
Probably not. It's probably better for all that to be left in the past.
Okay.
Because it's wild. I mean,
it makes me get up every morning.
I'm gonna kiss you so tenderly underneath the scar.
Yeah, come and say it to my face. You couldn't live a day in my world.
Oh my god!
The thing is I'm tiptoeing around what he said.
You are. Why don't you just say it? Come on. Let's light this candle.
No. Let's end the pod.
All right. So a little shorter episode today because we only had one topic to really talk about, and that was the Bengals. Just a quick recap. It wasn't a great game. Well, it was a pretty good game. It was a good game. Refs kind of favored everything in the Chiefs' favor. Not that I think they did on purpose, but maybe they did. Patrick Mahomes is still great. He's going to the Super Bowl, whatever. Took him 4 times to beat Joe Burrow. We're not going to pretend that Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are not on the same playing field because they are. Let's not pretend that he didn't beat him fucking 3 times in a row. Joe Burrow didn't have an offensive line in the game. That high ankle sprain is not an issue. I was right about Joe Burrow because I'm fucking always right. It's just what I do. Joe Burrow is a sensational talent. He's going to be fantastic next year. And by the way, if you think that there isn't going to be hell to pay for that loss last night, Burrow is going to he might be having sleepless nights about this. Like he's going to fucking, oh my God, I can't. And by the way, it's at Arrowhead again. They lucked out again next year. Yeah.
So he's at Arrowhead.
Yeah. Also, I looked at the Chiefs' schedule this year, kind of a dog shit schedule. So kind of feels like they were just handed the 1 seed to begin with. Well, they were because the whole coin toss flip thing. Crazy how the Bengals didn't, out of every team in the NFL, the Bengals were the ones who got fucked the most. Funny how that works. Anyways, if you're an idiot who cares about sports that much to break shit, then stop watching sports. It's entertainment at the end of the day. We can't be bothered by it, but we're excited about the Super Bowl. It is next weekend. It's not this weekend.
It's on the 12th.
yeah, so we're coming up on it next week on Forever Talking. We give our thoughts about the entire Super Bowl, predictions and whatnot, and see if we can come up with anything else, because I don't know how long it's gonna we can talk about the same thing over and over again. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. Anything else anybody else would like to comment on?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah, I really. Are you pulling up the mic?
I want to leave them with a riddle before we get this going.
A riddle?
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna end it right after this. So say bye, Okay. What has hands but doesn't clap? Okay, I want you guys to put that in the comments, and I'll answer it next time I'm on.
You won't remember.
I just screenshotted it, so we'll be fine.
Bye. Adios, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, week. Why do I? Never mind. This has been Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, my commentating partner and co-host Nicholas, and our dumbass friend who fucking ruins everything.
We want
All
more
right,
like
adios, everybody. Peace.
Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Yeah. Starting me and take all the spotlight. Yeah. Actually, I did cause I own that shit. You think otherwise, you were not right. Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Yeah. Starting me and take all the spotlight. At the top now when I run this shit. Remember when you said that I can't write?
Yo, yeah, I've been feeling so godlike. Low cold like I wrote it on a Klondike. That's some